So the return of the Champions League is here into the knockout stages. But who's going to get control after the first leg? Let's take a look at it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. This time looking forward to the 2019 Champions League second stages. We're going to get to those in just one second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button. Keep you bang up to date with all things Champions League related, Blackburn Rovers related, woo, football related. We're going to all here under one roof. Now let's take a look at it. It does kick off, or return, should I say, this week. And in fact, the next set of 8 matches, first legs, are going to be taking place over 2 weeks. So this video will cover those entire 8 games in the first legs, and then we'll come back again for the second leg as it gets to the nitty-gritty stages. So kicking it off, it will be Manchester United up against PSG. Now, if you're familiar with the channel, we do predict Premier League games, La Liga, Serie A, and Bundesliga games, but we do not cover Ligue 1. But I do know PSG are flying high at the top of the pops, but they did recently lose a game up against Lyon back in the 2nd or the 3rd of February, and they've also lost some big time players in Neymar and Cavani, so that's going to be a huge effect going into this game up against Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who's done a tremendous job since he's taken over. I think he's unbeaten in 10 games. The only little blip was that draw against them six-fingered banjo players Burnley, but they are in a rich vein of form. I think they're going to have the better of the two legs here at Old Trafford. So they need to take full advantage. And I see them coming out on top with a big fat 2-0 win over PSG to get themselves one foot in the next round. But the next leg will be crucial. But how will they get on then? Next up, it is Roma up against Porto. That is also this week. Again, I don't cover the Portuguese league, but I suspect, I've actually not even looked at Porto's league table, but I suspect they are top of the pops. Up against the Roma side, who I think they're around about mid-top table, around about 5th spot. Now, these two sides have played each other twice in recent times, last season in the Champions League. Porto winning the away leg for them, and they also drew with them at home. So that's going to be something that's going to pay a little bit of a caution to this one. Also going into this, obviously Porto's form is pretty good. They've not lost in the last 6 games, but Roma they're a bit of a hodgepodge team. They win some, lose some. They were recently on the back of a 7-1 spanking by Fiorentina as well. But for me, I'm going to go with a draw on this one, 2-2. I think Porto will equip themselves handily, and they'll come into this and prepare themselves for the second leg at home, and they will be the favourites after this match. Next up, it is Tottenham up against Borussia Dortmund. Now, Tottenham also doing well towards the top end of the Premier League. Dortmund obviously flying high and look very good at the moment for the Bundesliga, but obviously a little back-to-back draws for Dortmund going into this, most recently against Hoffenheim, and then a little bit further down the road they drew against Dortmund. So their form going into this maybe a little bit hodgepodgey, not really great. As for Spurs, though, they are winning despite not having the big gun Harry Kane up top. They did lose to Crystal Palace in the FA Cup again, but that's probably more of a second string side. They've also lost quite recently against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. But in the league, they've been pretty hot. And at home, I see them come out of this not losing, but I ultimately don't think they're going to win as well. I think Borussia Dortmund are a good team, possibly dark horse to go all the way. And this is going to be a make or break game for both Spurs and Tottenham. Both Spurs and Dortmund, should I say. So I'm going to say with a 1-1 draw on this one. Now let's get into some games which I think are more one-sided. Ajax up against Real Madrid. Obviously, Real Madrid reigning champions going into this. Probably was one of the favourites. They've played Ajax a few times over the years, and as I quick scan through my records, I haven't seen Ajax actually beat Real Madrid, and I don't see that happening this time out. And the best I think Ajax could hope for is possibly a draw, but I'm going to go with an away win on this one, 3-1 in favour of Real Madrid to get themselves control of this tie going into the second leg at the Bernabeu. Up against Olympique Lyon now, up against Barcelona again, another team that's probably tipped to go into the deep into the latter stages now. Again, quick glance at the previous meetings between these two sides, and I cannot see Lyon picking up a victory. They have drawn a couple times at home. Most recently back in 2009, that was on 24th of February, that was a 1-1 draw, and they also drew at home in 2007. The only other record I can see is back in 2001, which was a 3-2 scoreline in favour of Barcelona, and that is in fact what I'm going to go with this week, or during this week. 3-2 win for Barcelona. They are still top of the pops in La Liga. I'm not too sure where Lyon are in the French division. But anyway, away win for Barcelona to get themselves control of the group. Now, probably the most difficult tie, I think, to pick. It is Liverpool up against Bayern now. The most recent track record shows Liverpool beating Bayern on 2 separate occasions. One was in the Champions League, maybe. I don't know. There's a 3-0 victory listed here, a 3-2 victory also listed. And the most recently was back on the 8th of January 2017, 3-0 win for Liverpool. I don't know what that event was. But Liverpool obviously top of the pops in the Prem. Bayern second, possibly going into the recording in the Bundesliga. Difficult one, this one, but I think Liverpool's home form will get them through. Well, not through, but at least a win this week. And I see them winning 3-1 quite comfortably. Because I think Bayern's manager and the way they've got themselves set up at the moment is not doing themselves any favours, obviously, chasing in the Bundesliga. I think they're going to be chasing here at Anfield. And obviously, the away goal could be crucial for Bayern into the second leg now. Moving on to another more lopsided game. It's Schalke up against Manchester City. Manchester City come into this in second in the Premier League. And look very decent whenever they're playing. You know, they are probably the best team or most equipped team in the Premier League. Just not having a good run of luck recently. As for Schalke, they're obviously in the Champions League right here, right now, but their form in the league is terrible. They're smack dab in the middle of the table, so I expect them to get a bit of a spanking along the way. Started with a 2-0 loss at over in Germany, and Manchester City will have favourable control going into the Etihad when they meet again. And wrapping it up, another difficult one, this one, Atletico Madrid up against Juventus. Obviously Juventus looking unstoppable at the top of the Serie A, with, I think, you've yet to taste defeat, up against an Atletico Madrid side who are battling. I think they were second in La Liga before recording, or as of recording, should I say. I'm not too sure what took place. In fact, most recently they did lose to Madrid in probably the Spanish Cup, 3-1. Atletico Madrid, they lost to Real Madrid. But anyway, so this one's going to be difficult, but I expect a bit of a surprise here. I expect Atletico to come out with a 1-0 win. I think their defence is solid. I think they're going to cause Juventus a lot of problems. Obviously, Ronaldo is leading the line with Juventus. It's just one of those low-scoring games. I expect, though, Juventus to turn it around in the second leg. That's pretty much all I've got for you today, folks. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a good old thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Champions League related, Blackburn Rovers related, football related. We're going to all hear under one roof. And also, make sure you, before you go, make sure you drop your own predictions down in the comment section below. See, you'll tell me who you think will get control of the first legs. And I will be back again in this, guys, for more Champions League predictions after the completion of the first leg, which will be probably in about just shy of 2 weeks, maybe 10 days, something like that. I'll try and get them in nice and early so you can check them all out. So yeah, this is my first of the old Champions League predictions. Obviously, I did do my own group stage predictions, which I don't think panned out that very well. But yes, we're going to try and follow this through all the way to completion with my own predictions. Anyway, I'm going to let you get out of it. Until I see you again, thumbs up, subscribe. Ciao for now. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.